Art. Art. Fart. Art can give us a glimpse into the minds of the artists. The same can also be said for people who love art. It gives us this window into a part of themselves that almost can't be described. But what about the people that collect art or pieces of it? I think there's a bigger sentiment in that says much more about that person. What the fuck? Collections don't need to be expensive to be valuable. Sure, cars and shoes are cool, but your crap collection has heart. My collection is relatively small. I've got books, a few plushies, a couple of games, and 2 consoles. What I like the most about my collection is it's stuff I actually use. None of this is being sealed up and put away somewhere. I still read these books and play these games. The most recent older games I've got are the first 3 God of War games for the PS3. I knew about the franchise for years, but didn't care about it until God of War Ragnarök released. I remember watching Ludwig play the first few hours of the game and was immediately pulled in by the cinematics and voice acting. And since I knew this wasn't the first game in the franchise, I decided to play as much of the original story as I could. Great franchise, totally recommend playing it if you haven't. What else? Oh, these plushies. Besides the space, the only thing stopping me from getting more things is the prices. For example, I own the first 2 Dragonball Z Budokai Tenkaichi games, and it's probably going to stay that way since the lowest I've seen the 3rd game priced at, a game that released in 2007, is $70 to $80. That's almost the same price as the 4th installment of the series. I know these games aren't locked to their physical discs. I've emulated the 3rd game plenty of times since the prices just aren't going down, but physically owning it, especially since I own the first 2, is what I want. Playing these games on the original hardware with all of its imperfections is what I want. It's how I played it all those years ago. I'm sure they know this, which is why it's priced this way. I just wish there was a better way of playing these games that wasn't through pirating them. What does the end of a collection look like? Once you've collected everything you've wanted, what do you do? Because I don't think there's a real answer to that. We as consumers never have to ask this question because there's no shortage of things to collect. There's always going to be another thing to buy into, and we'll keep buying them because even though they take up a lot of space or serve no real purpose unless you plan on reselling them, it's fun to collect. I don't know when I'll stop collecting stuff, but who does? And where will these go when you're gone? I guess you could write it in your will, but I mean, who would want this? When I'm gone, you get God of War. How do you send something off that you've spent your life collecting, fine-tuning, and building memories with? That is something only you can answer. But as for me, I know where it's going.